Recently on the Cyberpunk subreddit, there was a post from a user asking why the game has so many basketball courts. While this user was promptly answered with several explanations, I was actually curious how many basketball courts exist in Night City. With the use of the no-clip mod, I began flying around the city to find out. Obviously this is far from a perfect method, so I'm predicting I probably missed out on a few. Night City also uses half courts, or courts with only one basket. So here are all the basketball courts I found. Let's break it down by district. Starting at the top in Watson, I found 4 court locations, concentrated in the south side. It seemed odd to me that north side was so barren, but despite my efforts, I couldn't find anything up there. The first court is located on the left side of the map near the Clarendon Street terminal. It's a full court complete with bleachers. Then there is a half court located close to the base of Mega Building H10. The next court is located across the street from Lizzie's bar. It is a half court and is actually the site of an NCPD scanner mission. The last court is on top of Lizzie's bar. During the Corpo Prologue mission, the AV will land on this roof. While it technically only has one functional basket, I'm still counting it as a full court. This brings Watson's count to at least 2 full courts and 2 half courts. Shifting right to Westbrook, I only found 1 court location here. I suspect I might have missed some, but Japantown has a lot of verticality and is very densely packed, so there's a chance they didn't have room for courts in this district. The only court I found is in Charter Hill. It's located near the Gold Milwaukee Plaza terminal. As Charter Hill is a rich area, this is by far the nicest court in the game. Going back left on the map, I actually did not find anything in City Center. It has the same problem as Japantown, where there's so many tall buildings it makes it hard to poke around. Let's move down to Heywood. The first is located close to Embers and the Reconciliation Park terminal. This one is just a half court and is filled with a bunch of garbage. Then there's a full court where Padre hangs out, which I'm sure most of you are familiar with. It makes an appearance in the prologue montage as well as during the Beat on the Brat fight with El Cesar. The next one is across from the El Coyo terminal. It's oddly 2 half courts placed side by side. Then there's one pretty close by, although closer to the Hanford Pass terminal. This one is also a half court filled with shit. Lastly, there's another lonely half court on Skyline East, close to the College Street terminal. So for Heywood, there's at least 1 full court and 5 half courts. Next up we have Santo Domingo. This district has Night City's heavy lifter, which is the Night City Prison. There's not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5 full basketball courts. One of them is isolated in its own little area, which is a bit strange. Night City's criminals must really love pounding the rock. As for the rest of Santo, there is a half court located next to the Dewdrop Inn. Close to the Rancho Coronado North terminal is a full court. I found 2 full courts at the Rancho High School near the Malagra terminal. There's also a baseball diamond. I'm not sure how many of these there are in the game, but they are definitely not as common as basketball courts. Then there's an odd one close to the Pi Z terminal. It's just a hoop in a random backyard. I wasn't sure how to count this, but I figure it's in the half-court territory. Across from the Wolson Street N-Cart station is a half-court in the courtyard of the
Las Palapas
motel. Close to the Mega Building H4 terminal is a half-court. I believe this is a location of a hidden gem back when those were marked in-game. On the other side of the H4 terminal is a full court. Those are the ones I found for Santo, which adds up to at least 9 full courts and 4 half courts. Nearing the bottom of Night City is Pacifica. Here I was able to find 3 full courts. The first 2 are side by side near the Stadium N-Cart station outside of Dogtown. The next is in Dogtown and is visited during the Phantom Liberty mission where you meet with Reed. Aside from the Corpo Prologue, I think this is the only time where you see NPCs playing basketball. I did find another court of some sort out by the beach. There was a set of bleachers and 2 poles in the middle, likely the remnants of some kind of net. It's probably volleyball, but who knows for sure. Not a basketball court, but I decided to mark it anyway. For the Badlands, it's a bit tricky. For starters, the Badlands aren't even technically part of Night City. The Badlands is also massive, so I will admit I wasn't very thorough in this area. But in Rocky Ridge, I was able to find at least 6 hoops. However, for the most part, they are placed rather haphazardly. For example, some are in the corner of a lot, while others are pretty poorly positioned. These are considerably worse than that backyard hoop in Santo, so I don't know if I should even count these. At best, some of them are half courts, and the others just seem like someone decided to just drop a hoop there. I guess I'll just count them all as half courts so we don't overcomplicate things, but if you don't, then feel free to disregard these. There's also a hoop by Joss's house that we'll call a half court too. Lastly, I also found a half court in the prologue nomad town of Yucca. And those are all the courts I found. In total, the count is 16 full courts and 19 half courts. Even if that's not the full count, that is still a good number of basketball courts featured in Night City. And that's kinda it. Hopefully you found this interesting and let me know if you found any more basketball courts. That does it for this video. Thanks for watching.